Watch Transit TV right now.
Keep watching Transit TV.
No kind of communication to affect the game, to change the course of the game, win, lose or draw. He's just there looking and shaking his head. So I don't think that man should be coming to the stadium, because nobody will tell me that's his style. Nobody has done that and succeeded. I've not even seen anybody do it before, whether lose or succeed or not succeed. This guy shows to the stadium and just puts his hand in his pocket and just be watching game like every other spectator. So there's no point being there. And I need to know what he tells these Tottenham players. I don't understand it, that somebody does something over and over and over and over and again. Transit TV, welcome back again to the studios. Welcome back to our EPL Super Sunday roundup of the game for the round of 17 matches in the EPL. From an Arsenal perspective, it was looking like a very good weekend for an Arsenal fan. But normally when Spurs shows up, when Tottenham shows up, it gets everything to go left, and that is exactly what happened at the Tottenham Stadium today in a game that produced 9 goals, the highest scoring game for the season so far in EPL. And we give you a rundown of dissecting a little bit before the gang comes in tomorrow on the games that went down today. Before we go ahead and do that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. Like and share this video as we give you the scores for today's games in EPL. Everton dragged Chelsea to a 0-0 draw at the Goodison Park. Fulham 0-0 against Tottenham Southampton. Leicester continued their very disgraceful show in the EPL this season with 3-0 loss at home to Wolves. Manchester United repeated the same and lost 3-0 at home as well to Bournemouth. And Tottenham scoring 3, of course, they will concede, and they conceded 6 against Liverpool, giving us a total of 32 goals scored today in the EPL. It was a goal feast, and these are going to be the last games that we're going to witness before Christmas, meaning that Liverpool will be 5 points or so on top of the table, going 5 points, going into the Christmas. But don't forget, 4 out of the last 6 that we are topping the table at Christmas have not managed to win the league. So it's interesting, and we're going to look at these games a little bit, especially Bournemouth at home to Bournemouth away to Manchester United at Old Trafford. United has now conceded 13 goals in the last 5 games, winning just 1 out of those 5 in EPL and scoring 7 goals. United fans, I know excitement has greeted Amorim's reign at Old Trafford, but the big question now is, when do you start to question Amorim? Everybody all of a sudden has joined the bandwagon that it is the players. Amorim, I like him. I like the way he communicates. I think he has an identity. I think he has a philosophy. He has won where he was before he came. But he has to learn something, that this is EPL. This is not the Portuguese league. This is not wherever he has coached before. And United being a big club, a big team, there is no much. Yes, this is the job that he has taken, requires time to be fixed, but there are some things that are non-negotiables. United cannot continue to lose games in the EPL, and he continues to, and people think he will have time to fix it. His identity, we can see. The way he wants to play, we can see. This player that they have in United right now, can they do the job? One is not completely sure. But one thing is sure, that this team cannot continue to lose games. And there are teams in EPL that this United squad are better off than in terms of quality, and they don't lose games this way. So he has to find a way to stop United from losing games. And I've said this, there are only 2 things he can do. One, try to make this team stay compact and stop conceding goals. Find a way to stay in games, get a draw, or find a way to win. You have pace up front, you have Garnacho, you have Diallo, you have Højlund, you have Rashford. I don't know what his issues are. Up top there, play on a counter. This is how United have always played. They stay strong, nick opponents in a break and get their goals. Try to adapt your philosophy a little bit to suit these players that you have as you continue to you start from January, and the next it will need like 4 or 5 transfer windows to, if at all, if you have to clear the entire of this squad and get in your player. So until that happens, you cannot continue to lose games. You have to find a way to win games. You have to find a way to stay in games. Yeah, so you have to stay compact, and secondly, adapt your philosophy a little bit. There is no way you can. What he's doing now is putting round pegs in a square hole. It's not going to work. He has never produced any good result anywhere in any industry, in any discipline of life. So find a way to do something that is adapt philosophy a little bit, that is close to the quality of the players that you have, so that they can get you results and keep you on your job. Because the question now is for United fans out there is, at what point do you start to question Amorim? At what point do you start to say something, he needs to do something different? Because like I said, in 5 games you've lost 4 and won 1. In another 5, if you lose another 4 and win just 1, you're talking about relegation. And I don't know if United fans will want to be relegated waiting for Amorim to implement his philosophy. I don't think they want to do that. EPL is a merciless league. The teams are not going to wait for you to do what you want to do. They're going to come at you once they can smell it. Ubum always says it, that EPL is a confidence league. Once they can smell that you're not at it, they'll pounce on it. They will take advantage and get results against you. United fans, let me know, what do you think? When do you start to question Amorim? What can Amorim do to stop this losing streak in EPL for United? And we go to Everton 0, Chelsea 0. Yes, Sean Dyche is a legend. He is a legend at what he does. I think it's time. Everton have drawn 5 games 0-0 this season. That tells you. And they have a way of doing it. They have a way of dragging you to the. There's a saying that do not argue with fools, otherwise they will drag you to their level and beat you at it, because that's what they're good at. Everton has a way of making you follow them to the rugged game. You lose your focus, you lose your philosophy, and you start to battle with them all over the pitch. And that's just what they do. They don't show any sign of that they want to score goals, but somehow they drag you into it and you start to play that way. Chelsea had a few chances today, but they never really looked in control of that game. They never really looked dangerous. And this is exactly what happened to Arsenal last week as well. Everton just dragged Arsenal into rugby game, and before you know it, it's 90 minutes. That's what they did today. Chelsea tried, made changes. Their forward players tried to create something. They had a couple of chances that just fell off like crumbles, or sometimes Everton's mistake. They couldn't take those advantages. And the worst part of it is in this games, Everton finds a way to create chances as well themselves. They also had chances to score. The same thing that happened against us. If you watch the Arsenal game, that means you just watch exactly the same match against Chelsea. And I don't know how Everton does it. That's why I say Sean Dyche is a legend. He's perfected this. I don't know. Everton fans, let me know out there what you think. Sean Dyche, is he the coach that you want? Just draws, stay in games, no ambition to score goals or win games. When he was at Burnley, it was a little bit different. They used to go long. They found a way to score goals and win games. But I remember he even took Burnley to top 10 of the table. Right now, I don't know what Everton is playing for. and you just have to be wary of them if you are going for something. If you're playing against Everton, you have to find a way to make it uncomfortable for them. But if you don't do that in a very clear term, Everton will drag you to their rugby game and keep you there for 90 minutes, and before you know it, the game is over. You're going home dropping points. But from an Arsenal perspective, of course, that was a good result somewhat for Arsenal fans, who are, at least for now, trying to catch Chelsea in the second position before looking at Liverpool, who are topping the table. And that takes us into the Liverpool game. Coming to this one, you always knew that there were going to be goals. Liverpool scores goals, Spurs, they will score goals. I don't care how good your defense is, Tottenham will score you. But the issue is, can they stop you from scoring? Of course, the answer as well is no. So they now know that, okay, who's going to score who? That's what the question was. It was never a question of who will score. Would there be goals in this game? So if you are a bet man, you always knew there's going to be more than 2 goals in this game. But crazy that it has become. Tottenham fans, I have 3 questions for you out there. What does Ange Postecoglou come to the stadium to games to do? That's 1. 2, at what point do you guys think Ange might have to leave Tottenham? And 3, these Tottenham players, what is their goal for showing up in games? The first question, Ange Postecoglou comes to the games, puts his hands in his pocket, says nothing, watches the game like every other spectator, and goes back into the dressing room, come out again and do exactly the same thing. So what's the point coming to the stadium, standing on the sidelines? He has no kind of communication to affect the game, to change the course of the game, win, lose or draw. He's just there looking and shaking his head. So I don't think that man should be coming to the stadium, because nobody will tell me that's his style. Nobody has done that and succeeded. I've not even seen anybody do it before, whether lose or succeed or not succeed. This guy shows to the stadium and just puts his hand in his pocket and just be watching them like every other spectator. So there's no point being there. And I need to know what he tells these Tottenham players. I don't understand it, that somebody does something over and over and over and over and again, gets the same results and expects a different result. I don't understand it. I don't know. Like I said, Tottenham fans, are you happy? Last time he was asking us if we were not entertained. I'm trying to figure out what it takes, how Tottenham fans stay alive, how they stay happy, because I don't know. It has to be a very, very massive ask to be a Tottenham fan, and they have gotten exactly the coach that fits that profile. You remember that Anthony Conte's rant about Tottenham last 2 seasons ago. Every day now it begins to show more and more that he was correct in that rant. And lastly, what do Tottenham players come to the pitch to do? These guys have no ambition to stop the opponent from scoring. And I'm not saying this because I'm an Arsenal fan. I wasn't expecting Tottenham to win Liverpool, but if it had happened, I'd be happy. But what I saw today, I was just imagining how a Tottenham fan will be watching this game. Please let me know what you think. What should Tottenham do? What should Donny Levy do? Ange Postecoglou is said that he's not going to change. He's adamant. Instead, he's asking us if we're not entertained. Should he be fired right now and get a coach, a proper coach? From the way Tottenham are scoring goals, you will believe that this team has quality. But how do they win games? How do they stay in games? It looks like Postecoglou has no idea of how to figure that out. So if you are the owner of Tottenham, what will you do? Let me know what you think in the comment section. The birthday weekend just concluded 95% until Tottenham.